Hi, seventh grade. Today we are looking at section 3.2, using the percent equation. So we have started practicing this, but now we're going to apply the percent equation to some different scenarios. So mainly we're going to be looking at how to calculate sales tax and then also how to find commission. So those are the two kind of real life, real world skills we're going to be looking at today. So your goal is to be able to solve problems using the percent equation. So let's look first at sales tax. Sales tax on an item is a percent of the item's price. And that's really great news because if I'm finding a percent of, then I'm going to take my percent and I'm going to make it a decimal. So let's say 10%. Of means times, and then I'm just going to multiply that percent by the item's price. So remember that we are looking at part equals percent times the whole. And that's the same thing we're doing when we find sales tax. So the sales tax is going to be our part. That's the answer we're finding. So we're going to take that sales tax rate, which is our percent that we'll rewrite as a decimal, and we're multiplying it by the price. Once we find this amount of sales tax, we can add that sales tax to the price of the item, and that's going to give us our total bill. So right, when you go shopping on the weekend for a pair of new shoes, you pay for the shoes, but you also pay sales tax on top of that price. So that's your total. So let's take a look at an example here. So we have an incomplete bill here, and we need to fill in these missing amounts. So here are the things that we bought. We bought 4 hamburgers, 5 spaghetti dinners, 4 orders of fries, 2 Caesar salads, and 11 milkshakes. And that came to $142. But in addition to this, I have to pay 5% tax on this subtotal. So what I'm really finding is, what is 5% of $142? So to do that, I am going to change my percent to a decimal, and I do that by moving my decimal point 2 spots. And so I'll fill in with a 0. And of means times, so now I will multiply 0.5 times 142, and that's going to give me my sales tax. So when I multiply that out, let's see what we get. 0.05 times 142, that gives me this decimal, 7.1. But if I write 7.1 with a dollar sign, that doesn't make any sense. So I need to add 1 0 to the end of this so that it shows $7.10. This is my amount of sales tax. I'm going to write that in here because that needs to be added to my subtotal to give me my total. So now if I add 142 plus $7.10, then I will get my total. So 142 plus $7.10 is $149.10. And that's my total. But when we go to restaurants, we often don't just pay our total, we usually tip our servers. So that's an additional piece that we could find on top of this. But for right now, we'll look just at finding that sales tax. So you can see that we did our percent equation to help us find that. Let's take a look then at how we could calculate a tip. So we're going to use a very similar process as we did for taxes. So let's pretend that we bought $175. We brought $175 with us to pay for dinner. We want to know if we have enough money to tip the waiter 18%. So let's go back and look at our total. So our total was $149.10. That was my bill for the food and the tax. But I want to know if I have enough money to pay for dinner. So if I only have $175, we need to calculate what is 18% of my total here. So let's take 18% of $149.10. So to do that, I'm going to make my percent into a decimal. 18% becomes 18 hundredths. Of means times, and I'm going to multiply it by my total. This is going to give me the amount of my tip. So when I do 0.18 times 149.1, I get 26.838. However, that is, I'm going to need to round this off for dollars and cents, right? I only need 2 decimal places for the cents. So I'm going to take my 8 and use it to tell me whether to round the 3 up or down. Okay, sorry about that, quick interruption. So we will round this to $26.84. So if this is the amount of the tip that I want to leave, let's see if we have enough money. So I need to pay $149.10, plus I'm going to try to leave an 18% tip, $26.84. So this comes to $175.94, but I only brought 175, so I'm 94 cents short to leave an 18% tip. So let's take a look at how we can use the percent equation to calculate commission. So our example deals with a car dealership. A car salesman is trying to sell a car to his client. His commission rate is 6%. What this means is whatever he sells the car for, the salesman is going to earn 6% of the car's sale. So we need to figure out what is 6%, and then we'll know his commission. So if he sells this first car here, which is $16,800. If I want to know how much the car salesman earns, then I need to find 6% of 16,800, which is really easy to do because I can use my percent equation. So I'm going to turn 6% into a decimal. That becomes 0.06. Of means times. And I'm going to multiply now by 16,800. So on my calculator, 0.06 times 16,800, that amount is $1,008. So when the car salesman sells this blue car, he is going to earn $1,008 in commission. Not too bad for selling one car. So in part B, if we want to know how much the dealership would make on each car, so the dealership is going to make the price of the car, right? They're going to make $16,800, but they have to pay the salesman his commission. So if they pay out $1,008, then that is subtracted from the sale of the car. So 16,800 minus 1,008 is $15,792. So we have our salesman's commission, and we have the total that the car dealership makes. let's test this out for the red car. So we'll use red for this one. First, if I want to find how much the car salesman would earn, I'm going to calculate his 6% commission on this amount of money. So I'm going to find 6% of $25,400. So using my percent equation, I'll turn my percent into a decimal. 6% becomes 0.06. Of means times. So I am going to do 0.06 times 25,400, which is $1,524. So this is my amount of commission. This is what the car salesman will earn. So if I want to know what the dealership makes, I need to take the price of the car. They sold it for $25,400, but they don't make all of that because they have to pay the salesman his commission. So when I subtract the price of the car, and from that I take away the salesman's commission, that means that the dealership makes $23,876. And finally, let's check it out for this fancy black sports car here. To find what the car salesman makes, I need to take his 6% commission of this price. So I'm going to find 6% of $33,000. So to do that, I'm going to make my percent a decimal. 0.06 of means times. So 0.06 times 3,000. I'm sorry, not 3,000, of 33,000. 0.06 times 33,000 equals $1,980. That's the amount of commission that the salesman makes. But the car dealership is going to have to pay that out. So to find the amount the car dealership makes, I take the price that they sold the car for and I subtract out that commission. So 33,000 minus 1,980 is a difference of $31,020. So this is the amount that the car dealership makes. All right, let's take a look at one more example here with commission. Car dealerships or car salesmen earn commission, but real estate agents also earn commission as well. So at an agency, a real estate agent sold a house for $345,000. Her commission rate is 3%. So she or he is going to make 3% of the selling price. So I'm going to start by calculating 3% of $345,000. So I start by using my percent equation. I make my percent a decimal, which 3% becomes 0.03. Of means times. So when I multiply this out on my calculator, 0.03 times 345,000 equals $10,350. So this is the amount of commission that our real estate agent is going to earn. Pretty good paycheck for selling one house. So now if we want to know how much money the seller made on the house, well, they sold their house for $345,000, but they also had to pay their real estate agent her commission, which was $10,350. So I need to subtract from the selling price the agent's commission. And that is a difference of $334,650. So the sellers still make a pretty good paycheck on the sale of their house.